longtime member of Chicago Yacht Club and has been a Chicago racing sailor since the early 1970s. In addition to racing locally in Chicago, he has done a number of national events. 2007 will be Tom's 34th Chicago MAC, and it will be his 16th Port Huron MAC. He's owned 8 boats over the years, all of which have been named Nightmare. And I can tell you firsthand that he's a fierce and successful competitor on the race course, and also the first person to buy a libation once you hit the bar. Very.
I got married, and my father-in-law was a doctor, and he and one of his partners had a Pearson Allberg 35, which is, not a very big, but a heavy, slow cruising boat. And they came up with the idea of doing a MAC race, and they needed some young, dumb people. So he got his son and his son-in-law and whatever, and we went off to the island, and that's actually how it started. But again, I've been around the water my whole life, and once you're sitting there on a Saturday night or a Sunday morning or a Sunday night, and the stars are out and the moon's out, and it's just so beautiful. How do you not go back?
It's almost impossible.
Right. And on the Pearson Allberg, and light air, going nowhere, and so to kind of try to pass the time with the boredom. There were 3 of us from probably 17 to 22. So we had a sit-up contest. So, we literally would I'd get on the bow and do 50 sit-ups, and then the next guy would do 60, and the next guy would do 70, and I had to do 80, and the next guy would do 90, and I remember getting up to 150, and then I think I quit. But that's what we did to pass the time, was a sit-up contest. The Maniitous to Gray's Reef it's in my mind, it's a totally separate race. Gray's to the bridge is another separate race, and obviously the bridge to the finish, but for different reasons. And so it's I guess it's hard for me out of those 3 to say which is my favorite, because I love all 3 of those pieces. Absolutely nothing. I'm saving my best for last, Gerard. The urn is going at can 3, so that will be my collective offering after 35 max. So my favorites, my sentimental favorite actually is the Mustang. Because when I was young, you were able to get in there without any problems. And actually, I invited my dad with me. My dad did a MAC with me. My dad's passed in '93, but he did a MAC with me in '87, I guess. And it was, he had never done one. He was 65 or whatever. And it was a wonderful experience for me, to do a MAC with my dad. Mm-hmm. And he and I proceeded to the Mustang and just got shit-faced. So that one's, that's my sentimental. And of course, obviously, the Pink Pony, because it's the closest bar to the harbor. So
it's the first bar, yep.
You gotta hit the pony. However, I don't like, since they 75 or 76, and I was off watch in my bunk, and to the best of my recollection, it was Sunday night, and all of a sudden, God's honest truth, Gerard, I hear this conversation. There's a little nav station here, and with the RDF, you always had a ticket put up on the cabin top, to try to get the helmsman's driving, and whatever, trimmer up there, and this guy's trying to figure out where in God's name we're at. And then I hear, well, I'm not sure where we're at, but I see lights on both sides, so I think we're up a river. I come flying out of my bunk, you know, and I'm going, you know, and I grabbed the chart, and we were right on the Michigan shore, and I'm going, okay, you know, where could we be, you know? And of course, you know, you got, you know, there's Pentwater, I mean, there's rivers that you could have, you know, but I'm going, there's no way that we could be in a river, you know, but we weren't. But I'm going, how can this guy be sitting up here saying, I think we're in a river? And I go, oh my Lord, you know. We were in the Straits, again, real light air. Corral was brand spanking new, and the stern light, you know, obviously was too damn bright. I left the legal bulb in, but I, you know, and we drifted through the first patch, and you know, everybody freaked out, and I remember the horseshoe laying aft in the cockpit. And so I don't know, horseshoes are what, maybe 3 inches thick, and you know, within minutes, you know, surrounding the horseshoe, because the stern light was right there, you know, just solid, thick mayflies, and then of course, you know, you move and you step on them, and then they start to smell, and we got through that, and we only had, you know, maybe 8 to 10 miles to go, and we were winning, and I was driving at the time, and it was whatever, you know, it's early morning, and you know, so now they're in your clothes, you know, and you're freaking out, and you're trying to, and so we get through that, and then we get out of it, so everybody's okay. So now we got 8 miles to go, and we hit another patch, and I just went, give me the key. I go, I quit. I go, we're turning the motor on. I go, we're getting the hell out of here. I mean, they had to wrestle me because, you know, we're winning the race, and I was ready to just walk away from that. But I couldn't stand it. I just could not stand it. And Brad was just dying because, you know. The '87 Mac with my dad.
You did the '87? That was with your dad?
Right.
Wow.
Right. And so it was. You know, it was a great ride, and it was, you know, it was so special because, again, it was my one and only one with my dad. Actually, that race, I think it's important to keep an event like this for the competitors, and you know, so the more we can, the Chicago Yacht Club has got something pretty darn special here that they need to fight to keep as special for the competitors. You know, sponsors be damned. You know?